Hey there everyone, Trizu here. Welcome back to the Fallout New Vegas collection series. The collection is nearly complete. Today we get to go after our final weapon. A weapon that I unfortunately do not get to bring back to this player home as I mentioned previously, but a weapon that is unique nonetheless, and I will show you where to get it. Oh, I just did the wrong thing, because this actually begins in the penthouse with House. I sided with House because it's the quickest and easiest way to get to the end game, but this is done by going through the final battle for the dam. The Hoover Dam War
the Legion's assault
is
could begin
where
at any
you get
moment.
this final weapon. Let's do it.
We've accomplished a great deal, you and I.
Let's do it. The House always wins.
You must get to the control room and install the override chip.
So I have to fight my way across the dam into Legion territory. Just because I'm coming from the NCR side does not necessarily mean that I'm going to be able to trust them as my helpers. It's basically I have to start with one side of the dam or the other, but they don't like me, if you'll remember. Ooh, I could use the Centurions to repair my stealthiness. You will see some epicness here in a moment as I cross the dam, because of what I did to encourage the boomers to help me. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Where did you come from? Behind me?
Was that all?
That Wild Wasteland stuff. So the Legions just got the shit bumped out of them by a B-29.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
What are you doing? No. I do not accept this. Hey, you're the guys that turn hostile on me, just saying. Override chip.
I knew you'd make it. The override module is... I just need you to head over to the... When you return topside, I think you'll see that my Securitron army is a little more than the Legion was prepared to handle.
Yay.
Oh, and before you go, grab that printout. I thought you might enjoy the honor of presenting them to the NCR's commanding officer.
This is actually fairly accurately recreated right here. Outside here and finish the fight. Here's the bombed out section.
Sneaking done. Fighting now. Fighting.
Securitrons, man. I get to participate, but ultimately, it's the Securitrons laying waste to everything here. Oh, wow! Took one down. I'm impressed. All these security so much splody. Cottonwood Cove, not Cottonwood Cove. What is that camp called? I don't remember anymore, but it is ablaze.
Starting combat. Just kidding.
Oh, you really aren't kidding about combat right now. Here we go. We're in the final stretch. Oops, let me get some precision accuracy. Found our way into the camp of the Legate himself. Oh, hey guys. Wasn't sure if those towers were occupied. Them's Brahmins. I don't really care about Brahmin. But I care about soldiers of the Legion. And there are a couple hiding out in their little tents here. I have questions.
Sneaking done. Fighting now. Cessation of hostilities complete.
You come in here all sneaky-like, and there's not a whole lot of opposition. Admittedly. And here's the Legate. You could sit here and talk to him about stuff, but there it is. You kill Legate Lanius, and you get the Blade of the East. And that is it. That is our final named weapon.
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
Oh, really? And that is the elimination of the Legion. And that is the end of my quest, technically. All I have to do now is go tell the NCR to stand down, and that house runs the show now. That's the final weapon. And like I said, I don't get a return to my home. I wish I did. Hi! Oh, could you take longer?
Caesar on the cross. Been a long time since I've seen the kind of work you've laid down today. And the screams of those Legion bastards as they kick dirt running east, like, speaking of, that crazy light show over the fort? What the fuck was that? Could use 100 of you. Just scatter you over the east like jacks. What the hell are you on about?
Securitron's bitch. Guys, I'm gonna light a fire.
What is this Brahmin shit? What the hell are you talking about? The free economic zone of New Vegas demands NCR's immediate withdrawal. This paper of yours isn't fit to wipe my ass.
Refusing them would not be in your best interest.
You know I won't surrender the dam. We held this place for years. I'll fight for it again today.
Oh.
True. Guess I'm a little too used to seeing Securitrons in Vegas. Look, house, and if you say no, keep him.
Okay.
Well, at least I can talk to you online. Guess sometimes you get the bull, other times you get the horns.
Stand down, kids.
You know, I've had thousands of employees in my time. Your performance has been nothing short of spectacular. Back to Vegas, shall we? I can make sure it not only runs, but runs on time. General Oliver will try to make good on his threats. The odds of the Californian public supporting a full-scale re-invasion, however, are slight. In any case, Vegas might see a dip in revenue for a year or two. Vegas will be a shining jewel in the middle of the desert. This is just the start, you see.
And there it is.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. Mr. House's Securitron army took control of Hoover Dam and the Strip, pushing both the Legion and the exhausted NCR out of New Vegas. Mr. House continued to run New Vegas his way, a despotic vision of pre-war glory. The streets were orderly, efficient, cold. New Vegas continued to be the sole place in the wasteland where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. The courier, fair and kind-hearted to those in the wasteland, ensured that Mr. House would keep New Vegas stable and secure for future generations. Mr. House afforded him every luxury at his disposal in the Lucky 38, out of gratitude and a quiet sense of pride for his choice in lieutenants.
Black Mountain Radio continued to broadcast its peculiar form of propaganda. Raul Tejada faced his execution each day, though pardoned in the end. Travelers venturing too near Black Mountain continued to be harassed by Tabitha's followers.
Mr. House showed little interest on the boomers, who eventually began venturing out to Nellis to meet and trade with travelers.
Buried beneath tons of rubble, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was no more. Those few who were outside the Hidden Valley bunker when it was destroyed settled into new lives, or headed west to find a new chapter to join.
It almost sounds
The
like
Fiends
Matt.
staged an attack against Camp McCarran during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam. During the NCR's retreat, the Fiends overwhelmed many of the troopers before Mr. House's Securitrons could deal with them.
After Mr. House gained control of New Vegas, he sent a Securitron to Goodsprings as a token of appreciation for helping the courier. Victor was a mixed blessing, however, as he continually monitored the town for Mr. House.
With no cure for the Nightkin schizophrenia in sight, the disgruntled Nightkin left Jacobstown. Without a treatment, their insanity grew. The crazed Nightkin terrorized the wasteland, and Jacobstown suffered repeated reprisals from mutant-hating humans. In the end, the surviving mutants abandoned Jacobstown entirely, its existence quickly forgotten by the rest of the wasteland.
Flush with his victory, Mr. House sent Securitrons into Freeside, thinking to increase his control over the area. When fighting broke out, the Kings fought valiantly, but were no match for the armored killing machines, and were wiped out to the last man.
Revitalized by Violetta's brain, Rex eventually learned to balance the memories of his old life with Violetta's experiences among the brutal fiends. His mind had difficulty adjusting, but Rex eventually found peace with his new, more vicious self.
Armed with a wide array of improvised explosives and stolen weapons, the Vault 19 powder gang tormented the Mojave Wasteland for years. Citizens of the NCR were favorite targets, and they always suffered the worst fates.
And so the Courier's Road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
I love that line to this day. That caught me from the first time I played Fallout 3 to everything else. That's it, guys. That is all of New Vegas. That's the entire collection, beginning to end, and even you got to see the end of the main storyline. So, another chapter of this large project of mine is complete. But there is at least one more remaining. And so, we will see you another day on another video for further Fallout collection videos in Fallout 4. We'll see you then.